All right. 669. He's all fine. Something to the sun won't shine. Get low. Get low, get low, get low. Now, I only reviewed the 668s in the 2-year-old best headphones under $50 sort of showdown thing. And people have been begging for, hey, do them again. Do them again on their own. Do them again on their own. So I'm still not doing them on their own because here are the closed back 669. He's all fine. Gonna keep it rocking till the sun don't shine. Get low. Which is what these do. They get low. Now, these are not the pads the 669s come with. These are the pads that the 669s come with. And if you look at my plethora of pads, you'll note one thing. These are bigger than all of them. Here's Bare Dynamic pad, right? So let's put them back to back. That's like 3/8 of an inch bigger than a Bare Dynamic pad. And we got the, here are the Alpha pads. All right? So these are pretty massive. But they're not on the headphones for a very simple reason. They're uncomfortable as fuck. Fuck all. I mean, look, they're nice and thick. I mean, look, stack these together. Look how thick that is. Oh. But they're firm. And the hole is too small. I mean, these are the hi-fi min pads that I used to run on the Superlux 668s that everyone keeps complaining they can't find them. Which is why those are no longer running these. Those are running standard velours from HM5s because you can get them on there. And we'll get into how hard they are to get on there. Oh, comfy. We'll get into how hard they are to get on there in a second because these are basically the same size physical cups you have to get them on top of. So these are very, very big looking things with very small holes. Oh, we got so much no, they're no good. Basically, all these super hyper cheap headphones have just garbage. You know what am I saying? Even up to like $200 headphones have really cheap super garbage pads. Looking at you, Samson. So I've replaced those, and I picked from here. Here are the HM5 sheepskin. These are so nice. I've got the angled version of that on the 610, the TH610s. And these are, again, Alpha pads, and these are ZMF protein leather. And here are the HM5 angled non-leather. These are just the fake pleather ones. But on here, what I've chosen are the cheaper ZMF pads, the pilot pads. So these are like $30 plus shipping, I think. So I figured for a pair of headphones this cheap, you know, HM5 pads have all gone up in price because they've realized, hey, we don't even have to make headphones. People just love our pads. So these are like, where are the normal ones? Well, the angled ones are like 30, and these are 30. So why not just get these pilot pads, which are way nicer than those? And I think they are bigger. And because of the size of these cups, you have to. I nearly ripped these getting them on here. That's how tight this is. If I peel this, like it's like John Holmes up in here. Right, just stretching the shit out of these pads. They've already been covered in Chewbacca hair. Probably because the Chewbacca hair is all over my head. Thanks, baby. Now, we're going to talk about sound. We're going to talk about why, and we're talking about where. Because as of this moment, because I did order the 669s as soon as I found them on Amazon, and they're gone. Currently unavailable. So, not sure when I'm releasing this video, if I'm going to just do it in a timely manner. I have quite a few headphones that still have to come out. Or if I'm going to wait till these are available. They only had 5 stars with 4 reviews. So they're not old. I mean, these have 600, the 668s have 650 reviews. 4.5 stars. And they deserve them. We're going to get into the deserving. What do we want to look at first? We'll look at the 669s first, and we'll get to the 668s. 669s. Now, oh man, they're solid. Superlux, again, coming through with just the absolute bottom of the barrel cost for sound that is way better. Now the build, that's always left something to be desired with their stuff. And these came with like a crazy tight clamp, so I ended up stretching them like flat. And this is just metal. That's all this is. These are metal contacts that actually can carry the signal over. And you could stretch them any way you want. You want them looser, you do that. You want them tighter, you do that. And I probably found like the perfect, that's like the perfect resting width. Then you got these little flappy flaps, which again are just on metal. And they're not super padded, but they're padded enough, and they're going to be way too far down, and you got to bend them up. Then they're way too far up, and you got to bend them down. So it's a lot of manipulation to get these to feel perfect. But once you are done, their weight and clamp, since it's so adjustable, oh, they're just gone. They're just gone in my head. Keeping in mind that I'm not using those stupid stock pads. You cannot use the stock pads. There's also a foam insert that shields the driver, which you have to put back there because it does quell the highs a bit. And these especially have just the flavor of, oh, the highs are just, because they're closed and they haven't done a lot of, you know, R&D on it. Ooh. I love how it says studio monitor and like ghost lettering. 56 ohm CCAW coil. No idea what that means. For professionals. Is it spelled correctly? Oh, I can't make fun of it. I like these headphones. For under 50, oh my god. I mean, for like your budget, you are budget oriented to the point of you cannot afford ramen. Here are your headphones. Or here are your headphones, depending on what the hell's available. You gotta ditch the pads at some point. You could use them. You can get over the fact that the pads are just... It doesn't make any fucking sense. It'd be cheaper just to make the hole bigger. Just make the hole... Yeah, you can't make the hole bigger. John Holmes again reference there. For a closed set of cans, you put them on and you sort of get that seashell, like, ooh, because they're so big. I mean, look how big. These are huge. Right? Do you understand the size that these are? Here are the ZMFs, which weigh a fuck ton, by the way. And they're visiting for a bit, and these are just as big as those. And about, I'm going to say exactly half the weight. Just pointing that out. The ZMFs are heavy. They come with 2 wires, at least. I don't know where the hell the 668 wires are. That was years ago. I think it came with a short one and a long one. And here are the ones from the 669. And I think it came with, yep, another short one. That's real short. That's 40 inches. And it uses the, and I'm going to always refer to this as the Superlux system, where it actually does have an integrated wire. It's just that long. So basically they give you an extension. They give you a headphone extension. They give you 2 headphone extensions. A crazy, just long one, which you, and then one that's like really, really, really short. So you're probably gonna end up using one or the other. I'm actually, for these tests, this was the extension that came with the Ship 8000s, because it actually says, you know, SHP 8000 on it. And it's just a better quality extension wire. Now, if you don't want to use their system and their extension wire, feel free to pick one of these up. This is just a 3.5 millimeter female to female. And there you go. Now you can run any cable you like. And here is a V-Moda in gray, because I don't get to use the gray one very often. Huh? Also, what that system does provide, the one that's the little hanger thing, is you could buy, excuse the stick tape, you could buy an M-Power adapter, the little Bluetooth adapter, and you could just go like that. Bluetooth headphones. Like that. What are the best Bluetooth headphones you can get for, let's see, this is 20, and these were about 45 for $65. This is it. As long as you don't mind it jiggling around like that, hell, you could even take that stuff I've got on there and just go, ah. And it's not sticking. But you get the point. It's an interesting thing that the Superlux have that. So you could adapt them and use every wire you have. I have 100 different normal headphone 3.5 to 3.5 auxiliary cables and only 2 extension style cables. My big dream was to make every headphone into this system because it is the best for when you like, that was cool, I'll never do that again. Thank you. What are the odds of that? Having a disconnect from both at the same time? I'm impressed. Soundstage. Detail. Imaging. Certainly a warmth to the bass that you don't get from the 668s. They have actually harnessed some of the much better qualities of a closed headphone in this. And now that they're actually comfortable to wear, I want to say that the quality of the vocals is not as good as higher end headphones. You know, these are not replacing MSR7s. These are not replacing my lovely Audio-Technica AT-HM40s. But for the bottom of the barrel, holy shit, you could confuse a lot of novices as to what is good and what is bad. You put these on them and be like, yeah, these are high end, and they'll believe you. They'll have no, unless they're sitting here like I am, just hammering out headphone after headphone, and I could tell every little minute benefit or problem with it. You know, these are usually enough. How good are they? Good enough. Better than good enough. Things sound big. Things sound big, which in a closed headphone, usually things get cramped down and you feel really claustrophobic inside of it. And it's like, oh God, these don't feel that way. Probably because they are fucking massive. Massive. So, if you're looking for low end and a massive sound with a little bit of, it's not grainy, but it's just lacking in mid-range. The mid-tones are just away a little bit. But the thing is, yeah, it's a V shape. You're lacking in mid-tones, but it's just a very gentle V shape. It's perfect for the cost. You can't beat it. Once you change the pads and do your stretching exercises and get it perfect, and then add this adapter, and then you get a better wire. Oh, this is just... I'm trying to judge imaging. Hold on. Alright, Yoshi Horikawa is always my go-to for imaging. Throw up letter. Yeah, everything sounds like it's happening behind me. Riding through my brain. Alright. I approve. I highly approve of these. Holy shit for that price. If they ever come back in stock. If you're running a gaming club in school, you can get this adapter and then Boom Pros and then those pads, and you think that would cost you what, about $100 for a set? Yeah, think about that. You can get the Boom Pro is like 24, 25 is a guess. This is like 5. That's 30. These pads are 30. That's 60, and the headphones are under 50. Headphones would be the cheapest part of that entire setup. It's pretty amazing. But now onto the 668s, which y'all people have been begging for a redo. And again, you could just bend them and shape them, and I haven't seriously listened to the 668s in well over a year. Well over a year. I was comparing them to something about a year ago, and then I put them away, and then people started messaging me, I can't find these pads, I can't find these pads, and you can't find these pads anymore, the hi-fi mins with the ring that comes out. So I can get the velour HM5s in there. That's what you get then. Are they better than these if you already have these? Yes. These had very stiff foam. Just imagine how I can't even remember how shitty those 668 pads were. That these were better, because these are still not like high quality pads. They're just were better than what I had at the time. That's louder. Those are more. These are, by the way, not super efficient. You have to push them a little bit. I was doing more than halfway on the Own X1S here. Oh, there's the soundstage. And I'll explain soundstage again because I can't guarantee that everyone's watching every video. On a headphone, on a speaker, which aren't these lovely, soundstage is the graph size of sound. So here's your head, here are the headphones. Imaging is the accuracy between the two cups. You hear something from the right, you hear something from the left, you hear something from the center, then you got to be able to hear something from there, or there, or there, or there, and that's, you know, the resolution is the imaging. But now that scale you can pull so that it sounds bigger than the headphones themselves, and that is soundstage. So having a wide soundstage means things sound like they're coming from your left, but more than the headphones are, they sound bigger, they sound like they're coming from space. And then you combine that with the accuracy of the imaging, because sometimes when you go really wide, you lose the imaging, and it just becomes left, middle, right, and that's it. And these manage to hold both of those things in check. Some of the widest soundstage you can get in a headphone, in any headphone. My X1s there, I love them for their soundstage and their low end and their detail. And these have the same soundstage. Their low end isn't as good as those, and their detail isn't as good as those, but these are 20% of the cost of those. And it reflects in the build. It's the same thing. It's the same just metal and shitty plastic. But when you put them on, you're in the symphony. I'm in the orchestra. They're standing in a pit with them. And I'm hearing horns that are coming from like here. Not here, not just. And you could hear everything I'm playing, which is probably going to get this video tagged. These have better vocal clarity also than the 669s. Less bass, certainly less bass. Come on. That's the problem with having so many songs. You start to shuffle just crap. Not crap, but things you don't want to hear at this moment. Here's some Japanese taiko drums. I believe these share the exact same driver, and I think that's why these have great soundstage for a closed set, and these have great soundstage for an open set, which is an accomplishment on their own. And you could still buy them currently, so that's good. Now, people have also talked about the 681s, which are the much plasticier semi-closed, semi-open. And I've only used, those are like my first headphone review. Might have been the Costs Pro 900. What those cost? Pro DJ 100s? Pro 80s? I don't know. But those are like one of my first. So I haven't borrowed them from my brother's then girlfriend, now wife. Not even fiance. It was a long time ago. Oh, yeah. When I brought these to the headphone meet, the little headphone meet, not the big headphone meet, and it was just guys that had never heard them because they were all dealing with, you know, Oboha ones and $3,000 sets of headphones. These impressed them the most. For good cause. Because they're exceptional. Not editing that out. I don't edit. Seals don't edit. Except if maybe there was a fire, and then I'd definitely leave that in, because that's guaranteed views. Oh man, rock and roll. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else. Open under $100? I mean, the ship 9500s are under $100. And the ships aren't as wide as these. and have better characteristics in the highs than these do. These can be sibilant to a lot of people, and again with the foam you got to put back in. But if you want, you could have the ships and these and have two separate experiences. Hell, you might even like these more. Depends on what you're looking for. They're both bass light. These have more soundstage. Those probably have more detail in the highs, and by default are just more comfortable and better built. These are not. I mean, they're not shaking or rattling. I've dealt with much more expensive headphones that just rattle. So they're not that. It's just that, you know, they're built in a very communist way. But the bad kind of communist way. I'll sound demo these with the stock pads. And then possibly sound demo these. Not sure. I probably should. It's been a while and I have the new recorder. Alright. Yeah, Superlux is the king of cheap, period. End of line. They are just better at doing it than everyone else. And it's because they don't use... This is crap, and this is crap, and the pads are crap. But the drivers are good. And the sound reflects that.